Coming up in the morning edition, police report a suspicious death overnight. The Haitian ambassador speaks to the crisis in Haiti. And to serve with love, the Defense Force celebrates the birthday of Sir Sidney Pottier. Happy Hump Day, Bahamas. I'm Jiminita Swain, and welcome to the morning edition. To those of you getting ready to leave the house, here's Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean with a check on the weather. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, Jiminita. We have some scattered clouds overlooking Nassau's Harbor. That's courtesy of ZNS Tower Cam. And in our immediate vicinity, that's outside of our studios, we have partly sunny conditions, a temperature of 73 degrees, relative humidity very rich at 88%, east-southeast winds at 12 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,020.1 millibars, that's 30.12 inches, and it is steady. Temperatures around the islands this morning: 74 in Marsh, Harbor, Green, Key, and Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Berry Islands, 76. Also, Allenstown, Bimini at 76 degrees. 75 in Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Allenstown, Cat Island, 76. 76 also in Stanley Key, Kemp Space on Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. San Salvador at 78. Rum Key, 76 degrees. In Clarencetown, Long Island, Ragged Island, Crooked Island, 77. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 76. 76 in Acklands, Matthew, Tiny, Nagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. Your boating forecast for today for all areas: southeast winds 15 to 20 knots. Those wave heights on the choppy side at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. So small craft, you exercise caution today. High tide 8:08 in the morning. The low tide will take place at 2:32 in the afternoon. And that's going to do it for your first look at weather, the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Well, thanks, Basil. Our Vaughn Albury is out there standing by just to let you know what you should do to keep safe on our streets. Good morning, Vaughn.
Jiminita, what did you call me? Remember this, they call me Mr. Tibbs. No, but I am Vaughn Albury. That's in tribute to Sir Sidney Pottier. We're here on busy Blue Hill Road. With me, Corporal Miko Evans of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. We've been here for quite a while, and we have noticed that many cars, vehicles, we can't see through them. Tinted windows.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Bahamas. You are correct. They are in breach of an offense, namely driving with windows not of transparent glass.
Is that a problem for police?
That is definitely a problem for police. The law asks that your glass be transparent. Sometimes we'll have to go back to the definition of transparent, mainly contents and objects behind it should be distinctly seen.
All I say, I can't see through the cars.
That's correct. Some person would say, well, officer, your glasses are too dark, the sun is going down. The law just asks that your glass be transparent.
So what are you doing about it, the police?
We're definitely pulling over all offenders and issuing them a citation reference to tints or, namely, windows not of transparent glass.
Well, officer, me and you've been standing here quite a little while, and we see quite a number of them. What about license plates that are covered? Something's on them.
We discourage the license plate covering, especially the one with the tints. That is your vehicle identification, and you do not want to hide that.
Yeah. There you go. You heard it from Corporal Miko Evans. But today is Sir Sidney Pottier's birthday. You know anything about Sir Sidney?
Yes, I do. He's the first black man to win an Academy Award.
There you go, Corporal Miko Evans. Hey, here's my Sidney Poitier song. Those school days of telling tales and biting nails are gone. But in my mind, can I sing? I know that I am leaving my best friend. A friend who's taught me right from wrong and weak from strong, has a lot to learn. What can I give you in return? So Sidney Pottier, happy 92nd birthday. And for you out there, this is his birthday. He's done a lot for the Bahamas. He was our Bahamas ambassador to Japan. Happy birthday, Sir Sidney. Back to you in the studio, Jiminita.
So much fun. That was a wonderful tribute to Sir with Love. Now to our top story. Police are investigating what's being classified as a death after a man was found lifeless in a Kennedy subdivision home overnight. It was reported to police just after 10 that the body of a man was discovered in a two-story home at Alfred Way. Superintendent Anton Ramming of the Central Detective Unit was on scene and explains what police found inside. He's also appealing for anyone with information to contact police at Crime Stoppers at 328 TIPS or at 919.
They found the body of a lifeless male lying on a bed. Also near to that body, the officers also discovered a firearm. EMS personnel came to the area where they were able to examine that male and determined that he was lifeless. Brief information is that sometime during the day, family members attempted to contact their loved one. After being unable to, they came to this area where they were able to gain access to the residence, and upon gaining access to the residence, there they discovered their loved one lying there on the bed. We are currently appealing to all persons who may have been in this area and can provide any information that can assist in this investigation.
In other news, a number of law enforcement and government agencies in the Bahamas participating in a 3-day anti-terrorism workshop at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel. Multi-government agencies will learn strategies from diverse experts from around the globe on counter-terrorism techniques, court procedures, and will also access tools in combating and preventing cross-border nuclear and biological crimes. Addressing participants, the commissioner says he sees the workshop as timely.
Updated and meaningful legislation must be enacted, and the penalty for any breach of a provision prohibiting the unlawful possession of or dealing with such material must be of such consequence to effectively deter would-be offenders.
Up now into day 2 is being hosted by the Global Affairs Canada, its international partners, and the Royal Police Force, equipping member countries with tools to combat nuclear and terrorist activity. Coordinator of Interpol's Radioactive and Nuclear Prevention Unit is John Buchanan.
Should an incident occur, it's not something that law enforcement could deal with on their own. It involves multi-agency partners, it involves the health service, it involves the ambulance service, it involves the fire service, it involves the nuclear regulators. So that there are a wide variety of different agencies.
Now to the energy sector, major changes on the way for electricity for consumers, that is. Chairman of the Bahamas Power and Light Company, Donovan Moxey, outlining a number of upgrades that will be coming on stream in just a matter of months. His comments came while addressing Rotarians at the Rotary Club of Nassau on Tuesday. Moxey says as BPL moves towards introducing alternative sources of energy and reducing fuel costs for consumers, the company has entered into an agreement with Shell North America. Shell International will become the independent producer of electricity for the Bahamas. The chairman says the new move signals a significant development for the energy provider. BPL will outsource 80% of its generation power to the independent entity.
What we've done with the Shell North America deal is we are presently negotiating an agreement with them where they will now become an independent power producer in the Bahamas. And as part of the deal that we've signed with them, they're looking to build a 220 megawatt plus power plant. And so what BPL will now do is outsource our base load generation to Shell North America, this independent power plant. What we then do is we negotiate with them a power purchase agreement, which basically says that I'm going to purchase power from you as BPL, and I'll just throw out round numbers, at let's say 10 cents a kilowatt hour.
Also, the Bahamas Embassy in Haiti reopens today. This confirmed by the Bahamas Ambassador to Haiti, His Excellency Jeff Williams. Southern S News caught up with Ambassador Williams in Nassau yesterday. He returns to Port-au-Prince today and says normalcy is returning to Haiti as shops and schools reopened Tuesday. He said all 16 employees there, including 5 Bahamians, were saved during more than a week of unrest where 7 people were killed.
The only thing that affects us really is that you have people coming in for visas and they can't make the appointments because they have roadblocks, you see. Let's say somebody comes from Cape. They wouldn't be able to come from Cape because they have roadblocks going into Cape and coming out of Cape, you see. So that's the only thing. But other than that, we were okay.
Well, Ambassador Williams believes that the presence of the Defense Force in the southern Bahamas will intercept most smuggling vessels. He was asked if he thinks there will be stability in Haiti.
I can't answer that. I thought things were fairly stable after July 14th when they changed the government, and when they brought in a new government on the 17th of September. I thought we were well on the way. And the new ministers, we were working well with them, So I hope when we go back tomorrow, we'll continue where we left off.
Well, when we come back, the Defense Force celebrates the 92nd birthday of Sir Sidney Pottier. All that and more after the break. Welcome back. From Long Island to New York Fashion Week, Bahamian fashion designer in straw, Keisha Pratt has come a long way. Our Charles Fisher had a chance to sit down with her recently.
She started out showing interest in the craft since the age of 8, watching those around her like her grandmother.
So I used to look at her, and I looked at the people coming in, and I just liked what I saw. So what I did, I started practicing. I messed up a lot of times. But when she saw that I was really interested, she, along with my mother, started to help me. So I started off, was able to make enough money to buy my own sewing machine, which one of them I have here now. And I just started off with the little small pieces for the tourists, like the little placemats out of the raffia. And then I said, you know what, let me start with something totally different. I started making the backpacks. And that was something that was well received.
She makes bags, shoes, slippers, purses, belts, and yes, she is a full-time teacher. She balances her time and business.
It's very good. Just like any other business, you have its ups and downs. But at peak, you have summer, Christmas, even at the beginning of the year, because a lot of Bahamians, they say, well, okay, things may be slow in January. A lot of business comes in January with Strawberry, and this is not just the regular. Everybody wants quality work, so I give them the quality work, the quality masterpieces, I call it, that they actually deserve.
Her market stretches around the world.
As far as London, United Kingdom, we have Paris, and even as far as Russia and Australia, South Africa, I have persons calling and placing their orders, and I actually ship out to them. I have customers sending back videos of them traveling and actually saying thank you, sharing my product. They give their good reviews. And it's actually convenient because they could travel with whatever amount of weight they have. The bags are durable. It's very long lasting. And you don't have to worry about anything coming apart, anything tearing. You have that kind of quality work that is produced right here in the Bahamas.
And having recently showcased her art during New York Fashion Week, doors are just opening for the young designer. For the ZNS News Network, I'm Charles Fisher.
Well, definitely some wonderful designs there. But today marks the 92nd birthday of our beloved Sir Sidney Pottier. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force made sure to celebrate his life in grand style. Tanya Smith-Cartwright reports.
Break! Break! Halt! Stand by for 3 cheers! Parade with off caps! Parade! Off caps!
With a salute befitting royalty, members of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force are paying special tribute to Sir Sidney Pottier in recognition of his 92nd birthday. They're doing this with a unique video collaboration that was released yesterday via mainstream and social media. Through this production of love, members of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force salute the life and legacy of a great Bahamian American celebrated actor, film director, author, and diplomat. The video production is set to the theme song of the British film bearing the same title, To Serve With Love, in which Sir Sidney played the leading role. The song, released the same year as the film in 1967, was sung by Scottish singer and actress Lulu Kennedy Cairns. Sir Sidney was born to farmers from Cat Island in central Bahamas, but his birth, however, took place in Miami, Florida, during an overseas visit by his mother. He grew up in both Cat Island and Nassau and spent his later teenage and adult years in the United States, primarily Miami and New York. Both Sir Sidney and his wife, Canadian-American actress Lady Joanna, now live in California. His passion for acting earned him an almost immediate reputation in the film industry, where he earned the distinction of being the first black person to garner the American Academy and Golden Globe Awards for Best Actor in 1964. Many prestigious awards have followed, including the American Presidential Freedom Award. Other notable achievements by Sir Sidney include being awarded Knight Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire by Queen Elizabeth in 1974 and serving as the Ambassador of the Bahamas to Japan from 1997 to 2007. He had also served for a short time in the United States Army during World War II in 1947. Sir Sidney's heritage is that of one whose lifeblood was drawn from Bahamian land and sea. Happy birthday, Sir Sidney. For ZNS Network News, this is Tanya Smith-Cartwright.
Well, definitely a grand celebration there. Happy birthday, Sir Sidney. Now, Mr. Fisher, I see you're on set. Did you bring me anything back from Keisha?
From the straw lady?
Yes.
Yes, I bought you a straw. You asked for a straw and I bought you a straw.
Well, we know not this kind of straw, but I'll just put this right there in your pocket. Tell us what's coming up in sports, because you're just running out right now.
Here's a straw. You can't say I never gave you anything. You asked for straw work and I'm giving you a straw. Now
Keisha would be totally insulted. Miss Pratt, I hope you're watching, but tell us what's coming up in sports.
It was day 2 of the Hugh Campbell basketball tournament over there at the AF Alley Gym. It was a long night, but some exciting games.
While you're watching the morning edition, there's definitely more to come.
Good morning once again. It was a full set of games on day 2 of the 37th Hugh Campbell basketball tournament, and it could be called upset day. In the opening game, the Magic of Government High came out with their bags of tricks, jumping out to a 14-12 lead on Temple Christian after 1. Top defense by the Suns trying to stay in this game, still trailed 30-26 at the half and 43-39 after 3. But in the fourth quarter, it was all about the sun. It was shine bright as they start the day with a 73-70 shocker.
This was a great game by both sides, man. There's a battle, a will down the stretch, and we showed diversity just to really fight through it and not be disappointed in the overtime period. You know, the boys played hard, they competed, we executed down the stretch, and we stuck to our game plan to put their bigs in foul trouble and keep attacking.
It came out slow. I really don't know what else to say to motivate this team. It's like they want to ride the other team's way. We come out and we turn it up, we can win. You know, against any team, but they want to come and play at the pace, so Temple Christian got the better.
Queens College pulling off the second upset of the day, holding off the Stingrays of CV Bethel 35-32. Then it was Telliers from the Small Schools Association playing with the big boys of Charles W. Sanders. The Cherubins jumped out to a 16-6 lead after 1, up 32-22 at the half, then pushed that lead to 46-22 heading into the final quarter and coasted to a 57-32 thumping of the Cougars, third somewhat upset of the day.
They want to execute. I tell them no one is easy in this tournament, so we had to come out, stick to the game plan, come out with a victory. It feels good. We just got to stay focused and stay in the winning bracket.
How far do you think this team could go?
Once they play tense, we can go pretty far.
And in the feature game, the private school champs, St. John's College Jolly Green Giants, they too came with upset on their mind as well against the CC Swinging Cobras. But the closest this game would be is 9-8 Cobras 2 minutes into the ball game. After that, all Cobras 18-9 after 1, up 30-17 at the break, increased our buckets to fall to 43-24 after 3. And despite St. John's mounting a mini run in the final quarter, it was the Cobras 56, Giants 40.
So, we just wanted to try and execute some of the stuff we've been working on in the last 2 weeks after we lost the GSSA championship. So that's what it was really all about tonight, to see how well those guys could execute defensively, especially. I don't have no doubt in my mind that we could score, but I just think we were playing lazy throughout GSSA on the defensive end. Unfortunately, we were able to turn it up. And all respect due to St. John's. But we know, there's some real tougher competition out there that we can play, and we really still have some real true tests that we have to go through in order to determine our abilities and how far we can go in the tournament.
Now the schedule for today will look like this, with the Family Island and Grand Mama team starting to hoop it up 3 o'clock at Catford against Al Gapi out of Abaco. 8 Maroc will then take on Central Eleuthera, and Sajak Hayward against Gateway out of Bimini, and that will bring the first session to a close. At 6 o'clock, it's St. George's against Patrick J. Bethel out of Abaco. Tabernacle, the defending champs, begin the crest of their crown against Bahamas Elite. Doris Johnson will take on C.I. Walker. And also at 9 o'clock, C.I. Gibson against Temple Christian. And the feature game tonight, the Comets of Queens College taking on the Slingers of Sunland. Day number 3 of the Hugh Campbell basketball tournament. It only gets exciting from here.
In our final look at what an area of high pressure will maintain moderate to fresh breezes throughout the 700 hours, our satellite pictures showing some clouds are being advected towards the west, and that will bring 1 or 2 brief sprinkles during the morning hours here in the capital. And our forecast for today, partly sunny with a brief passing shower or 2, and as we told you, it's going to be somewhat on the breezy side. High temperature today getting up to 83 degrees. And tonight, we're looking at a few clouds with a moderate breeze in place, 72 degrees for your low temperature. The extended weather forecast over the 7-day cycle, low 80s throughout, and then we're going to have some 70s, and that breeze will keep things nice and comfortable as we head into the weekend with lots of sunshine. Jimanita?
Thanks, Basil. And that's going to do it for the morning edition. Be sure to join us at 6 p.m. for the start of our national newscast. Again, happy birthday to Sir Sidney, to Sir with Love.